one final time. Outside, there's so much we still don't know. And for many, staying home isn't an option. To those living with diabetes, heart disease, and chronic kidney disease, we know that taking care of yourself and others may take you out into the world. AstraZeneca stands with you for the support you need and the care you deserve. Doors may still be closed, but our hearts are open.
Stage 2 complete for the NASCAR Xfinity Series at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Noah Gragson had that huge move with about 10 laps to go. Took over the top spot eventually from Ross Chastain and gets his 4th stage victory of the year. Cindric was 2nd and Chastain was 3rd. Those drivers have had, great race cars today and been leading the majority of the laps here. 38 out front for Gragson, 15 apiece for Cindric and Chastain. And Ryan Sieg also led 14 laps. No-brainer. You come down and get tires at the end of the stage to set up a potential long run in the final stage. Regan?
Absolutely. Everybody wanting those tires right now, Adam. The 22 car of Austin Cindric, his race car right now is too loose. He needs an adjustment to make the back of the car grip the track a little bit better. You see him on the right of the screen. The 10 car of Ross Chastain been so good early. He's been working with his line, trying to find something to help him out a little bit. The front of that car will not turn good enough right now. And the 9 of our leader, Noah Gragson, that car is really good when he can run the wall, but he needs help early on in the runs. The car's not quick enough early on until that wall comes in.
That's something he told me, Regan. I've got to get better at running the bottom early in the run before I go to the wall late, and it's his teammate that wins the race off pit road.
To the point.
+3, and here's what happened to the 9.
Oh, no. Too
just
far.
over the line.
Oh, we said it earlier. You can't make those mistakes, right? Don't beat yourself.
Crew Chief Dave Ellens on the box, always calm. Let's hear from the driver that was first off pit road. You got to get an update from your guy there, Clint.
Hey, Dale, it's Boyer. How about that, huh?
That pit crew is on it today, Clint. That makes me happy, buddy.
Man, Jamie and I, it was got so cold in here, we had to put our jackets on doing this broadcast. How hot is it out there? You got it sweat beat it up?
It's uncomfortable, I'll tell you that. I know, I love to do these races to remind myself a lot about what I love driving race cars. This part ain't it, that hot part. I'll leave it to you guys.
I tell you what, that last stage was right in your wheelhouse. High, wide, and handsome, rim riding, saw slide jobs. Man, I thought of you when I was screaming, slide job. But seeing it all, man, you're doing a good job. Keep it up, buddy.
All right, I appreciate you boys, and hope y'all enjoyed it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, you might as well go and win this thing. Come on now.
It has been fun. Are you stealing his lines, Clint?
I love it.
Hey,
so much fun.
He's a legend. He's meant so much to the sport. Those 2 Xfinity championships back in the late 90s. So good at NASCAR's top level, winning a couple of Daytona 500s. Great from the owner's standpoint as well. 5 Xfinity titles. And now he's come to the dark side, a TV personality. And soon he could be a Hall of Famer.
At T-Mobile, we know that connection is more important than ever. For customers 55 and up, we want you to get the value and service you need to stay connected. That's why we have a plan built just for you, saving 50% versus other carriers, with 2 unlimited lines for only $55. And we're here to help when you're ready to switch. Visit a store or go to T-Mobile.com/55.
When summer gives you more backyard time, DQ gives you the Summer Blizzard menu with more new flavors than ever, like new Oreo cheesecake and frosted animal cookie, because more is just more fun. Look for drive-thru and takeout options at your DQ.
She wanted the point of it all. Find someone you love so much just to lose them. I like to believe there's a plan to it all, but I don't see a plan. We see the plan. We're standing on it.
The future for all freedom-loving people.
Introducing Awesome at Home from Dan O'Brien Auto Group. Log on to any Dan O'Brien Auto Group website today. where you can choose from thousands of new and pre-owned vehicles. Get a bona fide offer for your trade and work your entire deal online, including financing. Then we'll deliver your dream car to your home or office the very same day. You'll save time and money while keeping it awesome at home. Dan O'Brien Auto Group.
Keeping it awesome.
Thank you for being awesome.
Introducing Awesome at Home from Dan O'Brien Auto Group. Log on to any Dan O'Brien Auto Group website today, where you can choose from thousands of new and pre-owned vehicles. Get a bona fide offer for your trade and work your entire deal online, including financing. Then we'll deliver your dream car to your home or office the very same day. You'll save time and money while keeping it awesome at home. Dan O'Brien Auto Group.
Keeping it awesome.
Thank you for being awesome.
Introducing Awesome at Home from Dan O'Brien Auto Group. Log on to any Dan O'Brien Auto Group website today, where you can choose from thousands of new and pre-owned vehicles. Get a bona fide offer for your trade and work your entire deal online, including financing. Then we'll deliver your dream car to your home or office the very same day. You'll save time and money while keeping it awesome at home. Dan O'Brien Auto Group.
Keeping it awesome.
Thank you for being awesome.
What makes you the best in the game?
A legendary strike.
It's someone who has that edge.
Oh, yeah.
Equipped with the style and flair.
Troop, there it is.
Who can turn the ordinary into spectacular.
He's the greatest.
The PBA Summer Clash, tonight at 6 Eastern on Fox.
They wanted us to dance right now.
No chance.
We're not going to do that.
Boy, he was under break.
Now, Clint, since you're the phone, they're doing it in the truck.
Oh, no, Artie.
John
what are you
and Artie
doing?
getting after
That's
it.
because no one knows them. That's why they're
Hit
doing
the
that
button.
right now.
That's embarrassing. Clint, you're the fun one of the group. If you were going to Miami, who would you take with you, Jamie or me?
Well, it looks to me like Artie is the one having the most fun. Definitely be both you guys. I ain't going anywhere with gentlemen, Dale Jr. is leading this baby. I can't believe it.
It's interesting he chose the outside. You've seen that bottom.
Gregson sideways, maybe got hit from Haley 3 wide.
Two inside.
And because of that, look at the difference it made with the leader, with Dale Earnhardt Jr. not having that push from the back, man. Put Chastain in the lead again. I tell you what, Chastain has been extremely strong on the restarts right off the bat.
Look at Anthony Alfredo in the 21 up to 7. And Harrison Burton, we see it every week. When the money's on the line, he goes to the top 5. Here he is racing Junior for position.
And his teammate, Brandon Jones, big move right there.
The whole thing with Harrison Burton, guys, is how disciplined he is. He's a rookie. He's 19 years old, but he doesn't make a lot of noise. But to what your point there, Adam, I mean, he just always shows up at the end.
Yeah, it reminds you of his dad, right?
A little bit, yeah. A lot like his dad, for sure.
Very quiet, under the radar, very efficient, very effective.
Jeff won here twice in the Xfinity Series. Once for Jack Roush, once at RCR. Top 2, Chastain Cindric.
Well, Chastain went down and blocked Cindric right there. He saw that he was running good on the bottom. And Clint, I can't wait to see. We're on sticker tires again. Is Cindric car, is it going to be as good as it was the last time we were on sticker tires? We saw that he did not fire off well or have a good car at least.
Well, what we heard when we came to the pit road is he was loose, and I saw that last run. He needs to get in front of those guys, get in that clean air, because he does not want to be behind them with a loose car with no air on his car.
I'm anxious to watch the 9. Gregson here making a move to the inside and when that car starts to come in, because history shows at this place long green flag runs in the final stage, and you got to feel like that would play into Gregson's hands.
And I'm interested to see how acceptable it is, right? He showed everybody that he's going to do that. So as he catches these guys, they know he's going to pull the old slider on them. Are they going to try to block, keep that from happening?
Yeah, and their spotters are going to remind him about that. starting to see that top have so much momentum on the exits. Harrison's trying to run the bottom.
Alfredo back to 8th. Haley getting by. That's Allgaier back there behind them. 9th for him. You know, Allgaier never had a top 5 finish here. Amazing stat when you consider all of his success, and these two can't get away from each other.
It surprises me in the fact that everywhere he runs, well, he can run that wall so well. You know, you go to so many of these racetracks and he wants to be high, wide, and handsome. You look for that 7 car to be right up against the fence. Very surprising that this isn't one of his best tracks. Dale's going to need a long run. You know that coming in. You know, his experience, he's going to settle in. He's going to find his groove. He's going to take care of those tires. That's where he's going to be able to capitalize. It's not going to be on these restarts being aggressive. These kids are going to go do that. But if he gets him a long run here, you just might see him outlast the rest.
Well, the one thing we've seen is that Noah Gragson in the 9 car there, he has not fired off well. It doesn't matter bottom, top. His car is just not quick on the fire off, but it's good on the long run. You see Austin Cindric getting to the inside of Ross Chastain. It'll be interesting. Look, when he drives down there, Clint, he's got to get that left front on the white line because that's where the grip is. And you see throttled up right here. He's going to try to slide up in front of him. Ross is going to have a little bit of a run on the exit here. I saw Austin block the line. He's blocking a little bit there again. Yeah. He's like, don't you do it. Yeah, give you a little wave. I appreciate that.
That's exactly what Austin needed. But you can see right there, he's too loose getting in the corner. Had to slow up, had to come out of the gas. And Ross Chastain
working him over here. Oh, he's actually side drafting a little bit there.
Doesn't surprise me, though. With a loose race car, when you run higher, typically it's looser getting into the corner. And that's exactly what you see right there with the 22 car.
Brandon Jones hanging back there in 3rd, just in front of Dale Jr. It's our state water heaters on board. Junior said, I've had enough of that, driving it to the inside.
That big-time slide job right there. You saw Brandon Jones lift, and he was still flat to the floor. I'm coming.
I expect Brandon Jones to run well here. He ran so well at Auto Club. He basically dominated that race and got caught up in an accident, you know, towards the end. But this is a track similar to that. You know, you're running the wall, it's slick, a lot of tire fall off. And it appears that both of those Gibbs cars has made their way to the front here as this race continues to move on.
And again, no practice, right? Giving these teams some opportunity with these rookie drivers, these younger drivers. All right, let's go down, let's figure out, let's get a tire read, let's see where our builds are. Now they're making some adjustments on these cars, and they keep getting faster and faster.
Junior not done yet. Drove by Brandon Jones on the inside, had a peek on Austin Cindric for 2nd. And I love the fact that it's Chastain Cindric 1-2, because I feel like every race this year, and this is event number 9, at some point, those two connected at the hill.
Hey, I know this is easy, but I'm jumping on the wagon. I like what I see out of this 8 car. I'm telling you guys, these guys are fighting each other. You can see Cindric, he's working his rear tires really bad, trying to get around Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain is showing that his front end quits driving right now. It might happen right here.
Ooh, that was tight.
Kind of clear. Oh! Do not move that car.
I guarantee if you could look inside Dale Jr.'s helmet right now, there's a big smile on his face. You could tell how much fun he was having when you interviewed him, Clint. He's going to try to set these guys up again. They get a big run on the exit of the corner.
Surprised his quarantine beard isn't hanging below the helmet. Oh, vacation beard.
Yeah, this is worth a replay.
I think he already kind of slid up in position.
Yeah, and we see that a lot in these cars where you can pack the air on the rear spoiler and you see the guy get loose. That's on the exit of turn 2, and after Dale Jr. tried to slide up in front of him.
Just takes all the air off that spoiler when they get that close to him, and they get really loose. Has to get out of the gas, and then you stack them up. 22 back got into him.
So, Clint, I've been watching Dale Jr., and we talked about it. He's been really nice so far, right? He's racing everybody really clean, but as this thing gets closer to the end, he's going to start side drafting more and more, sliding up in holes that maybe aren't 100% there.
I don't know, man. I think you be patient. This is a racetrack that comes to you. These long runs are so important. You got to stay disciplined on a track like this. Ooh. I can tell you, Cindric knows he needs to get out there. Poor Ross Shane got back underneath him, going to do a side draft again.
So frustrating.
Oh, it is.
So much fun to watch, though.
If you're Cindric, though, did you think when he got the lead a while ago, the clean air could be the difference?
Well,
I thought he was faster,
He can't
right?
get in the corner running the outside. As soon as he goes to the outside, you can see he can't get in the corner. And with Ross Chastain being able to jump, absolutely. But now it sets him up for this process all over again for the 5th lap in a row.
I think he's going to clear him this time. He's going to be able to slide up quick enough. I don't think that the 10's going to get a run on him.
I don't know. You can see him loose as he slides up the corner right there. Things really tailed out.
And at some point, he hopes that Ross Chastain will just cut him a little bit of a break, because he thinks if he can get out front for just a couple of laps and get in a rhythm, he'll drive away.
Hey, this is interesting. Teammates for 4th. Then you got Gragson in the 9. Right behind him, the 98 of Chase Briscoe, who is 7th in line on the racetrack, a lap down. I mean, he's got a great race car.
Really good car.
Is it possible he could get back up there and unlap himself on this run? Is that possible?
Yes, and this is why. When he was 6 laps down earlier in the race,
we said no way.
He is absolutely done.
I left the door open, right? Didn't I?
Oh, no, Gregson's in a wall right there. Pulled a slide chop, got in a wall, sliding past both of those teammate cars. But again, with these composite bodies, as I said at the top of the show, that's a no harm, no foul. He didn't clobber the wall by any means, and I think he'll be just fine.
Hey, the other thought on Briscoe, I mean, maybe he can drive up there and unlap himself. Maybe he can. But he's the only car 1 lap down right now. And so if there were to be a caution, he would get the free pass. And here's what you were talking about, Clint.
I don't know. That was a pretty good hit, Clint. I thought, the one thing, guys, when you enter high and you get into the wall, it doesn't tear the car up as much. When you do a slide job like that, you slide. Yeah. Well, we see Dale Jr. trying to get by the 22 for the lead right there. That's a bigger hit than what you have being against it.
Well, when you hit the right front. That's usually in the Cup cars, that's a no-no. You can kind of get away with a little bit, hitting the tail a little bit. That's something that the guys can fix in a pit stop.
He hasn't given up, though, Clint. He's coming back.
I told you no harm, no foul. He didn't clobber it by any means. But again, to your point, Jamie, you don't want to hit that right side flat. You want to hit kind of the outside. But with these composite bodies, I've learned through these broadcasts, they're tough, man. I like what I see with them.
I'll tell you what, his controller's got a different button on it than the rest of them do. He's got like a little turbo button on the entry to the corner.
I was going to say, when did they go to the push to pass in the Xfinity Series? And this is for the lead right here.
You're seeing one right here.
That is unbelievable. Dale Jr. hasn't been in a car since Darlington last year. Jumps in, no practice, and here he is battling for the lead.
Does that aggravate you as a driver? Guys,
that makes me want to go back and do it again.
McMurray's getting confident. And this is his only start of the year, so he knows, I got to get all I can today.
I wonder if he wins today, if he'll happen to find another one he wants to do.
That's a good point. Daniel Hemrick driving that car tomorrow for Junior Motorsports. He's one of those drivers going for the Dash for Cash, second installment tomorrow.
Hey, boys, this Gragson is moving to the front, and he's doing it in this manner, exactly what you're going to see right here. Huge momentum, huge slide jobs. I am taking that spot, and I am marching in the front. That's exactly how he took the point earlier, and that's exactly how he's going to do it again.
Well, in his car, we said it earlier, it won't go for the first 8 to 10 laps. It doesn't matter the line he's running. His car just doesn't take off, but it's really good after you get 15 to 20 laps on the tires, and he's showing it right here.
Did you see the pointers when he went to that side draft? Gained 6 miles per hour making that pass. Austin Cindric in front. It's lap 105 in Miami.
Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco
Sì.
Marco Polo!
Scusa, ma io sono Marco Polo, ma...
Playing Marco Polo with Marco Polo? Surprising.
Ragazzini, io sono Marco Polo. Sì, sono qui.
What's not surprising? Geico, helping you save even more on car and motorcycle insurance.
Ah, Polo.
Now get an extra 15% credit when you switch before October 7th.
Whoosh. That's a sound of refreshment. No question about it.
I got a question. Does camouflage actually work?
Let's see.
Wow. Huh. Did not see that coming.
Kind of the point.
We didn't invent the first crust, but we did invent the crust you eat. Crust First. The one and only original stuffed crust, only from Pizza Hut, just $11.99. No one outpizzas the Hut.
I am the future, and I am now.
How about winning Daytona?
I am a face you may not know, with a number you may not know.
Ross Chastain back on Algar.
But you will. Trust me, you will. I am going to make sure my name will be the one you'll remember forever. I am the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I am NASCAR.
Take me to where? Oh, hell yeah.
I-O-N. Submission.
There it is! You can't see me!
She's out, Doc.
And it is boss time.
Woo!
What is that smell?
Just smell what the Rock is cooking! We got a new champion!
I am the one. The intersection of chaos, karma, love, legacy, family, and flag. Back with one thunderous return.
59 laps to go in the Hooters 250. It's the NASCAR Xfinity Series from the Homestead Miami Speedway, and we have a new leader. Noah Gragson in the number 9 is out front.
In the same way he's been doing it all day long. I'm coming through. You call it a slide job, but I'm telling you, that's a handful of confidence right there, driving off in the corner. Big time slide. You can't call it a slide job if you clear him by 7 car lengths, right?
Yeah, and he has been able to do that to everybody. He found something that works for him. His car is good on old tires, and he's able to slide up, and he's clearing by 20 car lengths, to your point, Clint. So it's not even a battle.
The other thing I see there, though, it's that aggression, that mentality of how he was doing those slide jobs. Watch how close he is to the wall. Gloves are off, man. He's going for it.
Hey, a couple of things that we need to point out here. Everybody came down into stage 2 to pit. That was at lap 83. You can't make it to the end on fuel, so everybody's going to have to pit one more time. History says it would be under green. And we're on board here with Chase Briscoe, who's driven himself to 3rd in line, but 1 lap down. How do you manage all of this if you're him? Because he's no longer in a free pass situation. Do you get in your window and pit, get some fresh tires, and try to make up ground on the leaders? What do you think here, Jamie?
I think where he is right now, he's not that far behind the leader and being able to unlap himself. He's going to run 2 seconds a lap quicker if he can pit. I would pit a few laps before the leaders and try to unlap myself. And I think he can stay in front of them, guys.
And to confirm, he did get back by Cesar Baccarella, so he has put himself once again as the first car 1 lap down, re-earning that free pass position.
And as long as he's only 1 lap down and he's in that wave around or lucky dog position, there's no point in taking the chance of pitting and going multiple laps down.
Hey, the next car to go a lap down, Stephen Parsons driving the 99 for B.J. McLeod. We mentioned Stephen because he's all in the family. His dad, Phil, going to be on the Gander Truck broadcast on FS1 with Michael Waltrip, Vince Welch, coming up later tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time. Just graduated from UNC Charlotte. Cum laude, that's what his dad told me. Now, I don't know what that means because I never got in those academic categories, but great job for Stephen and doing a good job on track today.
Now, this is the first time today we have seen this much lap traffic. It's going to be interesting to see if they give Noah Gragson the top or if he has to do that pass that we've seen him doing all day long.
What do you got for us, Regan?
We got to talk about the lap traffic that he's in right now. Noah came on the radio about a half a lap ago screaming about the lap cars, wanting help. Veteran spotter Earl Barbin, who spots for Jimmy Johnson on Sundays, got on the radio, said, be patient, your car is fast. Watch where they go. We'll get around them. They know you're coming.
And now he's putting a lot of drivers a lap down. Has worked his way up in front of Bailey Curley, who's 26th.
And Justin Allgaier's got a problem right there, guys. He's slow.
Justin's pitting.
But this could work out okay because you were going to have to pit anyway. And if we stay green and it cycles through, hopefully it works out for him. But some damage on that right side as he comes down for sure.
Yeah, the thing is he can make it to the end right now. If they put tires on, it just depends on how much damage he has. Clint, it's so hard to tell with those bodies because they move in. You don't know if the suspension's bent or if it's just a little bit of exterior body.
I'm going to say as hard as he's hit the right front. I think the right front, you got right front damage or something.
And don't forget, racing again tomorrow. He's running that same
have to run
car.
that same car, yeah.
Unless you can get approval from NASCAR, and I don't think they're going to say
see that tire's
back up on that.
That's pretty significant damage.
Yeah, that's
right
a hard
there.
hit for sure, guys.
It almost looks like the camber's knocked out of it too. Like it's been an A-frame or something. This 98 car, guys, I'm telling you, watching the lap times, he's pretty sporty. Can he drive up and take the lead of this thing, get himself on the lead lap? That would be huge.
If he gets back on the lead lap, because that would be at least the second time today that he's done it the old-fashioned way, just drive by everybody and pass the leader to regain a lap. And with him being in front of Cindric, although the 22's coming back strong, He's now the second car in line, a couple of seconds behind Gragson on track.
Yeah, I mean, he's only 2 seconds behind. If this cycles out green, and he, like I say, if he pits 1 lap earlier, he'll cycle in front of Noah Gragson, and we know that he's got a fast enough car right now, and that Noah's car is not good on the short run. We know that he struggles a little bit until we get to the longer run here.
And that's the way to play it now, because he's so far down when you talk about those in line to get the free pass, right? I mean, now your bed's laid. I think you stay out there for a little bit.
Yeah, I do, in a good scenario, right? You're in lap traffic. That's the opportunity to pounce on somebody. Get that leader up there in lap traffic, let him stack him up, slow him down, and hopefully get through him faster than he can. That's your only hope.
Jamie, you said it. We're about 10 laps away from green flag pit stops in Miami. Noah Gragson leading Cindric, Jr., Burton, and Chastain.
Getting to know you, getting to know you.
Get to know the 2020 Supra. Now with 0% APR financing for a limited time.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now there's Skyrizi.
Things are getting clearer. Yeah, I feel free to wear my skin. Yeah, that's on me. Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin. That's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Keep your skin clearer with Skyrizi. 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. Of those, nearly 9 out of 10 sustained it through 1 year. And Skyrizi is 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
I see nothing in a different way. And it's my moment, so I just gotta say.
Skyrizi may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or coughs, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi.
Daddy, what's that big moving house thing?
It's a motorhome, Junior. Modern invention.
Modern invention? We carried our homes with us since, like, forever.
Yeah, but humans have Geico to protect them. Something goes wrong, they're covered. What do we have?
What could go wrong? Ooh, a feather.
A feather. Duck, Junior!
That's no duck, Daddy. That's a vulture.
Geico for RVs. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
The pecan chicken salad sandwich on the left is proof that chicken and pecans can coexist, that grapes and apples can live in harmony, that fresh can be tasted. The blurry sandwich on the right is proof that Arby's is definitely reusing an old commercial because they couldn't film a new one last month. Don't worry about that one. Focus on the one in focus. Arby's pecan chicken salad sandwich. Arby's, we have the meat.
NASCAR Xfinity Series Racing is sponsored by Toyota. Great start to a big NASCAR weekend at the Homestead Miami Speedway, and here is Austin Cindric making a pit stop, Regan.
Adam, that race car for Austin Cindric right now is too loose. The back sliding out from underneath him. That last run, right before he pitted, he did brush the wall as well, so he's going to have to get some tires right now.
Cindric was running in the second position, but by coming before race leader Noah Gragson, you get those fresher tires and you put yourself in position. And here comes Gragson, and I question right away, are we going to get a speeding penalty because he came in hot?
Yeah, I mean, the 22 reacted to the 9, or the 9 reacted to the 22. The 22 came in that 1 lap early. He's going to make up around 2 seconds. Noah Gragson was really fast coming in, Clint.
Yeah, way out of shape. He looked like he was about to spin out. Got it underneath of him. He did a good job of that.
Here he is, Regan.
Well, Noah Gragson's plan was to be super aggressive all day long. That's what they have done. This race car is fast on the long runs. It needs a little help early on still, but I don't know if they're going to worry about this. And Dale Jr. on the right-hand side of your screen, that race car is good as well. He said, all I want is whatever my teammate Noah has for the long runs.
Harrison Burton making a scheduled green flag pit stop. I think everybody wants on the long run what that 9 car has. And look at Alex LeBay getting sideways. That's Brandon Jones just in front of him. Everybody knows that people are making stops. I got to get there as well because you don't want to run on those older tires. And here's the 9 coming in. No penalty.
Man, he almost, remember Kurt Busch barely missed in that. That reminded me of that right there. Almost came in.
Well,
that was as aggressive as he get. That's as hard as you can get it.
I can't wait to see where they cycle through here, guys, because Noah probably made up a little time getting on pit road. But Austin Cindric came a lap earlier, so it's going to see how, how does that balance out.
The difference was 4.7 seconds when we started the cycle, so we'll keep an eye on that. Man. And with 44 to go, Ryan Sieg yet to pit.
Hey, listen to this.
He's the leader.
Listen to me say this. If the caution came out right now, Chase Briscoe's running 3rd.
Unbelievable.
Can you believe I just said that?
So their strategy now, it looks like, is they're going to try to run this as long as they can, right?
And they've only got 1 set of tires.
Yeah, but they're going to be able to put new tires on and be squared up with everybody.
Hey, Justin Haley, we saw there, had an uncontrolled tire, so he's been penalized in this cycle of stops. And Michael Annett is scored 21st, but he's already made his green flag stop. And there you see what fresher tires will do. He drives by race leader Ryan Sieg, who last came down at lap 85. J.J. Yaley is 2nd. And Noah Gragson has now driven his way back up to 3rd, Regan.
Well, the plan right now for your leader, Ryan Sieg, Adam, is to go 15 to 20 more laps with that race car. A great recovery for this race team after an earlier penalty on pit road. He had driven back up to the top 10 before the pit cycle started.
And he's like Chase Briscoe as we enter this green flag stop. He's only got 1 set of tires left because remember back early in the race, he came down on the competition caution, so they've been on a little bit of a different strategy in that regard and want to pay off the story for Justin Allgaier. While we were away, the 7 car to the garage off track scored in the 31st position. Here comes Florida's own Ross Chastain making a scheduled green flag pit stop. And that's Justin Haley, pass-through penalty for that uncontrolled tire. And I didn't report a penalty for Chastain, but that would not have been his stop. Did he get a penalty? We'll follow up on Chastain's story in just a second. And we did get dueling uncontrolled tires for the drivers from Team Kaulig. Both Ross Chastain and Justin Haley had uncontrolled tires. That's why they came down. And you saw the advantage there for Ryan Sieg, nearly a half a lap, but he has to make 1 more stop. He wants a caution here in the worst way with 40 to go.
And guys, looking at Noah Gragson and Austin Cindric, we talked about Cindric, pitted 1 lap early and was going to make up the time. I think that Noah made up so much time getting on pit road. He actually has a 5-second lead right now. He's made up ground.
But there goes the 22 by Briscoe. So, I mean, how far can you go before you have to pit here, Jamie?
They can go, we think, about 60 laps. Maybe they can push it 62, 63.
And we've been just over 50, so he's got some room. And here's the thing to keep in mind. I mean, we've only got 10, 12 cars on the lead lap. If the caution were to come out, Briscoe's probably going to be the favorite, or at least be going toe-to-toe with the 9 to win this thing.
And the other thing that might allow these guys to go a little long is that because it's so hot today in Homestead, the pace is about 2 seconds off. So they're going to be out of the throttle even more. So that might be able to extend that just a little bit longer.
It's just been an incredible story.
All it takes is 1 little slip up. We saw it, Justin Allgaier down and out. He ended up in the garage with brake issues. I'd say he broke the brake rotor, wouldn't you, with the contact that he had?
Yeah, or like you said, Clint, maybe knock the camber shims out. Like you just don't. Something didn't feel right to him.
What I'm getting at is that can happen so easy when you're asking so much out of a race car driver running right against a wall like that.
And now our Xfinity fastest lap. And there you see Dale Jr. just over 154 miles per hour. Brandon Jones up there. Michael Annett on those fresh tires putting up a hot one. Cindric and Gragson, no surprise, also in our top 5 when you look at the Xfinity fastest lap.
So I did a little math, and it looks like Chase Briscoe can probably go to lap 143 before he has to pit. So he's got about 13 more laps before he's going to have to get on pit road. He's running right against the wall, Clint. He's getting everything out of that he can right now.
Has to keep your momentum up, do everything you can do, get through these lap cars the best you can. Don't waste any time letting these guys with tires that are passing you. It's important to not do that. Don't get hung up running door to door with them. Let them go at the right times. Do everything you can do to try to keep that momentum. Try to keep as fast a lap times as you possibly can.
And this is a track, when you run the top, like you see Chase Briscoe doing right now, that when guys have tires, it doesn't bother you so much. When it's a track that you're running the bottom and guys are going by you on the outside with new tires, they tend to suck you around and get you really loose. But the line that he's running, the guys pass him on new tires, it's not bothering him so much.
You know, the other thing to think about here for Briscoe, if nothing else, regardless of how it cycles out, they've set the tone on how fast they're going to be tomorrow when we get part 2 of the doubleheader. And another thing to keep in mind, the top 15 for tomorrow invert. Those that finish outside the top 15 start where they finished today. And he came in as the regular season point leader. There are just many other stories involved with this situation for Chase Briscoe, who right now has scored 6th. He'll have to pit soon, just like our race leader, Ryan Sieg. 35 laps to go in the Hooters 250. Glad you're with us on Fox.
Tomorrow, it can only be better with Wendy's breakfast. A tomorrow that says bacon, not bacon. Where fresh eggs reign like opportunity. Goodness is spread. And the Frosty is chinoed. Tomorrow brings more. Like buy any of these and get another for just $1 kind of more. No matter what, tomorrow's looking good. Tomorrow also available today.
NASCAR is live on FS1.
We're going to go racing. We're going to crank it up for you on Fox.
The Cup Series. Xfinity Series.
Stick to the plan. Have fun today.
And Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series.
Another lead change.
All live.
2 laps to go.
Plus, get your daily inside track on everything NASCAR with Race Hub. NASCAR is live on FS1.
Introducing Awesome at Home from Dan O'Brien Auto Group. Log on to any Dan O'Brien Auto Group website today, where you can choose from thousands of new and pre-owned vehicles. Get a bona fide offer for your trade and work your entire deal online, including financing. Then we'll deliver your dream car to your home or office the very same day. You'll save time and money while keeping it awesome at home. Dan O'Brien Auto Group.
Keeping it awesome.
Thank you for being awesome.
Introducing Awesome at Home from Dan O'Brien Auto Group. Log on to any Dan O'Brien Auto Group website today, where you can choose from thousands of new and pre-owned vehicles. Get a bona fide offer for your trade and work your entire deal online, including financing. Then we'll deliver your dream car to your home or office the very same day. You'll save time and money while keeping it awesome at home. Dan O'Brien Auto Group.
Keeping it awesome.
Thank you for being awesome.
Introducing Awesome at Home from Dan O'Brien Auto Group. Log on to any Dan O'Brien Auto Group website today, where you can choose from thousands of new and pre-owned vehicles. Get a bona fide offer for your trade and work your entire deal online, including financing. Then we'll deliver your dream car to your home or office the very same day. You'll save time and money while keeping it awesome at home. Dan O'Brien Auto Group.
Keeping it awesome.
Thank you for being awesome.
Just over 30 laps to go. We knew eventually Ryan Sieg would pit, give up the top spot. He hasn't pitted yet, but he's still running second because Noah Gragson drives by him on those fresh tires, and he is on point with 30 laps remaining. And the fun just beginning here in Miami later tonight. Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series hits the track at Homestead. It's on FS1, 7:30 Eastern Time. We're back with these Xfinity cars tomorrow at noon. That's a Dash for Cash race, so a bonus $100,000 up for grabs. And then 3:30 Eastern Time with pre-race coverage on the Hub at 3 tomorrow on Fox for NASCAR's Top Shelf. And Alvin Kamara going to be checking out the action. See y'all tomorrow. He's going to be cheering on Bubba Wallace. That's great to see, running back for the New Orleans Saints. And what do they have in common? Bubba's a huge Tennessee Volunteer fan. And Kamara was a great running back there.
I am glad you told us that, because I was going to be at a loss for words, Adam. I'm like, I'm not sure.
That was another one of those questions I ask and answer myself. Uh-oh, Myatt Snyder.
It fit right in front of the leader, by the way.
That would, I mean, this could be big if it brings out a caution. I don't think it's going to.
Well, if he cut a tire down, it might, right? We don't know yet. Let's give it a lap or two.
Sounds like you're rooting for it.
Well, I just want to see a good race, Adam. I'm not rooting for anything.
Hey, Gregson's been flirting with the wall. Look at this.
Yeah, and I think that's why Noah showed some displeasure there. Got in the corner, didn't give him the outside there, and then he gets into the wall right here.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be mad at Myatt Snyder in that situation, though. He's racing to stay on the lead lap. He has every right to run what line he wants, Clint.
Well, Jamie, that hand gesture that went out the window suggests otherwise.
Well, everyone has an opinion, okay?
Myatt's 13th, first car 1 lap down. And you saw Chastain there. He's the last car on the lead lap, scored 12th. And right here, Ryan Sieg making his pit stop. Scheduled stop for Sieg.
Yeah, I mean, those guys, you know, they pitted in the first stage, got tires, and then they knew they were going to have to run long here and try to save a set of tires, and it did not work out for him, Clint. But, I mean, whoa. That's so much fun to watch. So much fun to watch.
I can't believe how much grip he can make shooting across the bottom like that in those massive slide jobs. Usually, Adam, I'm telling you, when you take off down through there and shoot across the wall at the angle that he is, you do just that, you hit it.
And he has pretty good momentum on the exit. Like normally when you do it, you stop in front of the car.
Come to a halt.
But he's somehow able to keep his momentum up.
And he seems to be the only one that can do that. That's what's amazing.
I'm telling you guys, and when we talked to him earlier this week on the phone, he was so confident coming here. He was excited about getting to run the wall, and that's a lot of it. You know, when you go to a track and you feel good about it, everybody has a track they're good at, but he felt like last year here that he was the best car on the long run. And he's like, I can't wait to get back there. And he's like, I'm going to run the bottom for 8 laps, and then I'm going to the wall, and I can't wait.
Well, he definitely was right about that assumption.
Are you going to do that tomorrow? Huh? Come on.
You know, here's the thing, and I said this at the top of the show, but this is the truth. We don't have these composite bodies.
Yeah,
if you got in the wall and touched it like he just did in lap traffic, that's game over. I'm coming to the pits with a cut right rear tire and could possibly be wrecked because of that cut right rear tire.
Well, and we've seen guys in the Cup race fly around the top and then get into the wall, and the cars, they're not crashed. They just lose all the speed.
Risk versus reward is massively different between these series.
25 laps to go, and a new storyline developing, possibly, Regan?
Well, no storyline, but Adam, I want to point out real quick. Clint, you're going to race tomorrow. Look at the sun as Dale Jr. comes down the front straightaway right here. It is going to be a non-issue. So many times we come to Homestead, and that sun is right in your eyes. It's actually going to set more in the front straightaway tomorrow, so a little bit of benefit for the drivers.
Definitely silver lining right there, and you're right, Regan. I mean, that's something that over the years, as that sun goes down, it's blinding. You know, the rocks pelt the windshield. You get a horrible glare off of that, and then all of a sudden, I mean, blinded. And then it's just like, boom, you can see again. Yeah. And you hope there's nobody in front of you, or you're teed up good to that wall, because you cannot see anything getting into one as that sun goes down.
And, you know, this race, I mean, it starts at the exact same time as the championship race did back in November. But the difference, the time of year, one, the air temperature, what that does to the track temperature and how hot and slick it is. But the other thing is we talk about how that sun sets and where it is and the role that plays for all these drivers.
Well, this track, running this race during the day, I said it again, we're going back to the top of the show. All these things that we thought we would see is exactly what we're seeing, Jamie. I am very interested to see how our Cup cars do. Again, going back to this risk versus reward that we're talking about, running around the wall. When I say around the wall, you've got to be on that wall, obviously, to make the speed to be up front. But if we touch that wall with our cars, you're down and out. So this is something that, for me, you've got to weigh out. You've got to start doing this. What my plan is ahead of time is to move towards this towards the end of the race. You know, obviously, you do not want to take yourself out and lose stage points and things like that and get yourself behind the 8 ball before the money's on the line.
Yeah, and you know, last year in the Cup race, guys were really just running that top seam, so they were like 6 feet from the wall, which is a comfort zone. And they were able to make some lap time there. But it'll be interesting since the sun's going to be out. And I think that's a game changer with as much hotter as it is. You know, the hotter it is, the slicker the track, the closer to that wall you're probably going to want to be.
And the other thing that it takes away is that bottom groove. That momentum, making these corners as wide as possible, not bending on that wheel, you know, pulling on that those are all things that this heat takes away a little bit.
So from Bernard Pollard, as we continue to go through the tweets from NFL players who are really getting into this NASCAR thing, since there's another race tomorrow, will these guys drive the same car they're driving today? And the answer is yes. If you go to a backup car, it has to be approved by NASCAR, and they basically have told these teams it's got to be severe before you can go to the backup. And I don't really feel like that's had any impact on the way these guys are driving today. They've gotten after it all afternoon.
I don't think you think about that. You know, I mean, honestly, like you maybe talk about that in your team meetings heading into it, but when you get in the race, you're wanting to run the car as fast as you can, and you know being against the wall is where you have to be. So I don't know that you are thinking about that as much as you do prior to the race.
And this is where I'm going to get myself in trouble. Maybe my first opportunity to stick my foot in the mouth as a driver and a broadcast. As a driver, you know, they're going to have a backup car, and these backup cars are going to be as fast as the other one.
True.
That's going to get me fired. That's a terrible thing to say. You set me up for failure right there, but it's so true. They know them backup cars are in the trailer. They're just as good as these, and especially with these bodies. Now, the flip side of that is with these composite bodies. I've seen these teams in the garage area. They've changed these panels and got them moved, and we're just fine with the car that you see right here on the track today.
What about it, Regan?
Well, Clint, I took a poll of these teams in the garage today to your point about having backup cars and if they cared if they had to roll them. One organization, JRM, said they didn't care if they had to roll them. It would almost be easier to get the backup car out. The rest of them all said that JRM is crazy. They didn't know how to run the backup cars.
Well, those are the ones that don't have them.
Gregson goes by the 21 of Anthony Alfredo, so only 8 cars on the lead lap. One of those is Chase Briscoe, who still is not pitted since the end of stage 2 back at lap 83. They've got to be coming soon. And can you imagine if we got a caution, and you heard they're going to come this time, but a caution would put them in an unbelievable position, and now we'll see how it cycles out.
Well, staying out that long is going to be disastrous for them. They've lost, 2 to 3 seconds a lap for the last 25 laps. So I mean, this is going to be disaster. But this is what they had to do to try to get back up to the lap. They, listen. An hour ago, if you'd have said he might have a chance to be on the lead lap, we'd have said you're crazy. So they did a great job. They did all they could, and it didn't work out for him today.
But I'll tell you what, they did a great job of staying in the game, and here he is for his stop, Regan. As we watch
if it tells you anything about how good that race car was, Adam, not a word from Chase Briscoe. I don't know if it's because he's mad and frustrated or because the car is just that good. We've seen the speed. It is very good on the racetrack, though.
And a big carryover tomorrow when it comes to momentum. Riley Herbst in the 18. Earlier thought he had a tire going down, but he's worked his way into the top 10. Herbst now 1 lap down as Gregson goes by with 16 laps to go.
It's a second place car right there he lapped, and I'm telling you, I just watched him get off into one. Look how close he is to the wall. And I said it before, I've been watching him. His car's nervous getting into one. It's very loose, and again, everybody asks, what's that buffer like? You can watch this car get off down in the corner right here. It kind of wiggles around until it finds that happy zone right up against the wall, and it's almost like that air pocket keeps it off of it.
You know, this sport, this series is all about building names, and if you're somebody tuning in for the first time right now, this is the guy's Twitter to go to. This guy is hilarious on Twitter. He has good social media content, pretty funny. And Adam, I think we should share the story about what he did with the $100 grand that he won last week in the Dash for Cash.
Well, to put in perspective what kind of year it's been, it's his second year at age 21 in this series. And last year it didn't go great, but he wins the season opener at Daytona as we see the battle for 4th here between Brandon Jones and Austin Cindric. So now he's on the board. He knows he's in the playoffs. He's consistent throughout the early part of the year. He wins at Bristol, one of the most difficult short tracks you'll ever face. And then last weekend, wins $100,000 in the Dash for Cash. And Jamie, he told us, because we asked him, what are you going to do with the money?
What are we buying?
And when you're just over 20, you think you're going to blow it, right? That's what we expect, right? Nothing fun. He said, I just left the bank. I put the cash in envelopes, and Monday I'm going to deliver it to my race team because they've been working so hard for me all year long.
Wow. Such a great story. Clint, that's definitely what you would have done. You would not have been at the bar or the lake, right? With the $100 grand.
At the end of the day, it's neat to see a kid recognize, what's put him in that position, and that's those guys working hard. This pandemic has been hard on everybody. These race teams and everything they're going through, the safety measures, it's just endless. the measures that they're going through of what's acceptable, what's not, learning everything as you go on the fly, schedules changing. I mean, it's literally, it's the craziest thing this sport has ever seen as far as, you know, just throwing everything out of haywire. I mean, you got to say, we're all kind of used to a schedule, set in our ways. We know what to expect year after year after year. Every now and then something kind of throws your way and throws you for a kink, a new body's design or something like that. It has been mass chaos for this, really everybody involved with this thing, and it's cool to see a driver recognize how hard these guys are working.
I totally agree, Clint. I tell you something that just popped into my head. Chase Briscoe, after that long day he's had, he's worked himself back to 14th. That means he'll start second tomorrow.
Yeah, the invert puts him on the front row.
It's going to work out pretty good for him.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. 9-car back in the wall. Look at the wall.
That was a pretty good hit, Clint.
Yeah, that was.
That was both right front and right rear.
But it's not the first time. But
it's not the last, probably.
No.
Hey, but let's give some love to crew chief Dave Ellens, who this is the first year in 4 years he hasn't had a rookie driver. Did it with William Byron, won the championship. Did it with Tyler Reddick, won the championship. Noah drove this 9-car last year. And as I said, they didn't have the season that they would have hoped for, but I think they grew a lot throughout 2019 and seeing their fruits of their labor here this year with those couple of wins we talked about, and in position again with 10 laps to go.
With 10 laps to go and a 9-second lead, I think it's time, and again, I understand why you're doing that. That's his aggression and being up by the wall has put him in this situation. That being said, 9 seconds, 10 laps to go. Pull off that wall a little bit. Pull the reins back on that horse. I know it wants to race to the finish line, but pull him back a little bit. Stay out of that wall and get us to victory lane.
That's what we said about Reddick, though, when he was trying to win a championship. And everybody's like, what's he doing? And he stayed up there the entire 200 laps when this was a 300-mile race.
But I think it is a rhythm thing, too. You get in your rhythm and you're accustomed to that. If you pull them off of that, like I'm saying, and they start running low, they get behind, they could get loose and get into the wall even worse. That's one thing about being up against a wall that close. You don't get into it very hard because there's not you don't have a big run at it.
I hate to brag here, Clint, but we're just showing Harrison Burton with Steady Eddie. That's my guy. He's in third. Just trying to figure out where your guy is there.
I was fixing to pass your guy, as a matter of fact.
My guy's a lap ahead, just so we're clear.
You're going to make more money for that pass than we are. You can't say enough about Harrison. I mean, you said it. Steady Eddie just slowly sticks with it, learns, keeps getting better with every stop. Made good adjustments on the car and is putting it right there on the podium.
And how much better will he be in tomorrow's race now that he's gotten today under his belt? I mean, today almost serves as the practice session, right?
Way better. This is a practice session. It's a great point. That's exactly that. Man, I see he's still driving hard. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Look at that.
I like that. Screams Miami.
I said that a couple weeks ago when Gregson won at Bristol, I said if you were going to join a fraternity in college, you would want Gregson to be your frat brother.
For sure.
And if he's your frat brother, what looks better on the shelf but a trophy that says winner of the Hooters 250,
Especially
right?
when he's going to give you all his money.
That's right. I mean, all the way around. He's generous and he's got all the fun toys.
That's exactly what I want for a brother.
You know, Briscoe got those fresh tires, and there's a move for Ryan Sieg. Now, Briscoe is not going to get the free pass here because he's 11th and 5th or 6th in line of those drivers one lap down. But he can wave around, and with 7 to go, a lot of these guys up front have tires. I mean, what do you think with 6 cars on the lead lap? You got to come get these tires, right?
Yeah, all those guys are coming to get a set of tires right here.
That is not what Noah wanted to see, or his crew chief, or anybody for that matter.
On board with Chastain and off in the distance going into 1. You'll see it here.
Just got loose on the bottom. Came out from underneath of him, getting into 1, and spun out. Simple as that.
Free pass. If he had an issue and was maybe getting down to get out of the way, maybe spun out. We've seen that a lot this year. Guys have a hard time getting back to the pits when they have issues.
His left rear is definitely down right there.
It looks like it's fallen off.
Free pass here goes to Anthony Alfredo. So that'll put 7 cars on the lead lap, and all those guys will likely, come down here, pit and get tires. And the question becomes, if you're a lap down, do you take the wave around, or do you pit and stay in that lap down position? And I'm guessing here and just take the wave with this few laps left, right?
You know, look at the cars that are separating him and Dale Jr., that 9-second lead. I was just fixing to say, this is going to put the pressure on your pit crew guys. You've got to get there. Junior won the pit war last time around, but with this much separation, I don't think you can overcome that.
And I think Noah's probably saying, hey, guys, you know those envelopes I gave you earlier this week?
Hey, no. Number one thing, do not make a mistake right here.
Speeding,
do not speed.
Well,
you got a huge gap, good advantage. Do not speed.
Yeah, I mean, you see the gap there. Here he is, Regan.
Well, Adam, you're right. A great gap for him to be able to not have to do anything stupid on pit road right now. On the right side of the screen, Noah Gragson, that race car, he just wants some rear grip with it for the fire off here, but doesn't want the front steering to be hurt. He wants to keep turning good. On the left of your screen, Dale Jr., they love how that car fires off. He wants to leave it alone for the end of this race and see what takes place on this short run. Could be a very good battle between him and his teammate here.
Chassis adjustment for Noah Gragson there. An 8-second gap when he came onto pit road, and he's not going to have to race his teammate on the restart because Harrison Burton going to get out in front of Dale Jr. And look at Jr. playing a game
right there.
Yeah.
Trying to check up a little bit, let Brandon Jones back around him so he could have that outside line. Did not work, but hey, he's pushing his teammate now. This is still an opportunity. Does he put his teammate 3 wide and go for the win, or does he fall in line, push him to the win?
And I'm sure that the chassis adjustment on Gregson's car was about making it better on the short run. He struggled a little bit on the short run. They probably pumped the tires up a little bit, which means they put a little bit more air pressure in, which will let the car take off quicker, and they've countered it with an adjustment.
You know, great point. I hate to say this, that seldom ever did that work.
Seldom works, but everybody says it does.
Everybody always just try to make that adjustment. The crew chiefs, man, I can make you go fast on the, and it always made me too tight or too loose or something. Just kind of mess my, my rhythm up and everything, and I couldn't go. It almost made more of a death of it than I had before.
Speeding penalty for Brandon Jones, so he'll have to drop to the rear for this restart. And next on Fox, the best bowlers in the world take center stage as they compete in the PBA Summer Clash. Catch the action next. It's on Fox, and you can always watch us anywhere on the Fox Sports app. You guys going with Kyle again this week? Is he the favorite?
As long as that guy's in the horse, if that horse is in the race, he's my guy, man. That thing he is awesome.
You should have him design your next paint scheme.
Yep.
Clint.
At least those pants.
I don't know. I have a little bit of fandom for EJ because I mean you guys do the hair thing and I don't. So I'm instead of going Kyle this week, I'm going EJ to win it. And bowling comes your way as I check my watch. 10 minutes from now, top of the hour live on Fox, or after we're done with this Xfinity race, whichever comes first, right? What do you guys think? Final restart, likely the final restart, and Noah Gregson's got to take care of business one more time.
Well, he's definitely shown the aggression to do so. Got a huge push coming from Dale Jr., but this is the point in the race with our sport. It's not, Xfinity race has always been phenomenal. This is the point in NASCAR racing where all hell breaks loose. It just does.
Well, and the thing that sticks out to me is we saw Brandon Jones get that speeding penalty. That puts Austin Cindric in the second row on the outside. I think he's had the best car on the short run. This might play into his favor.
You think he's going to go get it here? I'm guessing aggression all out. What's the latest on pit road, Regan?
Well, just listen to the conversation right now between Noah Gragson and crew chief Dave Ellens, trying to pick a lane and decide which way they want to go, the top side or the bottom side. I expect him to pick the bottom here in just a second. He said, tell Junior not to push me quite as hard on the restart this time. Just a little less than what he did earlier.
Clint, what lane do you think you'd pick based on what we've seen today? It's hard. I mean, that's the hardest decision he's going to make all day long.
Definitely the bottom with Dale Jr. behind me.
We were singing the praises of Noah Gragson, and just one of many who have delivered in this 9 car over the years for Junior Motorsports. It opened so many doors for Chase Elliott, won the title in 2014 as a rookie. Think about William Byron in 2017 who did the same. And Tyler Reddick delivering at this track. It was kind of his coming out party, won the championship 2 years ago, won it again in 2019 for RCR, but that 9 has been so good over the years for Dale Jr., Regan.
Guys, you had the question about what lane he was going to take. I just told you what lane he was going to take. You guys are typical drivers. You don't listen.
You know, going back to everything that Dale and Kelly, everything that have going on over there at Junior Motorsports. I mean, it's what this sport is all about. It's what this series is all about. This stepping stone is a phenomenal stepping stone for drivers, young drivers like Tyler Reddick, Noah Gragson, all these guys to make a name for themselves, and they're using it just like it's planned.
Going to be 2 laps to go when we get the green flag, but this is not overtime because we are still within the scheduled distance. Should a caution come out, then undoubtedly we would be in an overtime situation. As it stands, a 2-lap shootout to end it in regulation, and you're on board with Chase Briscoe. He takes the wave around. He's going to restart 10th, but on some older tires.
I think this is going to be hard for Gregson. He has not been good on the short run. This did not play to his favor. I mean, Harrison Burton might be sitting in the best position, Clint.
And Austin Cindric's been a great pusher on these restarts.
Good point.
2 young stars on the front row. Time to decide it. 2 laps remaining in Miami.
Jumped Noah out there, but he got loose. Got a big run. I think he's clear.
Noah's car just does not go on the short run, guys.
Cindric right there as well.
He's going to have to block him. You're going to have to block him.
Cindric below the white line. 3 wide into turn 3.
We know how to
drive it off in there. This is both drivers wide open right there. You know you're not going to just outdrive him into the corner.
What a battle. Look at that.
Here comes Harrison Burton back to the inside.
Noah Gregson back to the white flag. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. 3 wide. Turn 1. Burton looking for the point.
I think Cindric's in the best position right now if he can get a run.
I don't. Harrison Burton is.
Cleared him.
Huge run for Harrison Burton. He is in the lead, ladies and gentlemen. This is going down the back track for the last lap.
Harrison Burton quiet all day long. Puts himself in the top 5 late. A great pit start. Restart second. And here he comes off of turn 4. Second win of the year. Give it to Harrison Burton.
Holy cow.
What a race, guys, at the end.
Screw them. It's all about us this year, boys. Let's go.
I love
Great job, Harrison Burton.
He is 19 years old.
You know, and I go back to Noah Gregson, that 9 car, that adjustment, Jamie, that you talked about. I'm wondering, it just didn't look like it took off near as good as it did. I don't know what he was having trouble with, but when those 2 cars got side by side to him, he was done dead in the water getting into 1.
Yeah, I mean, he just couldn't go all day long. It'd be interesting in his post-race to hear like what they struggled with. I heard him say early in the race he thought he was on the splitter, and we know that hurts you at the beginning, but it'll help you on the longer run.
Chase Briscoe, 7th place, 6 laps down, ended up with the top 10. Phenomenal job. Masterful job for that team.
Harrison Burton led 2 laps today.
The right 2.
The final 2.
The ones that pay.
And I'll tell you guys, we talk about Harrison Burton and how consistent he is, but I think back to his time at Kyle Busch Motorsports. He struggled in the truck, right?
Yeah.
And then he got in this car and you didn't know what was going to happen. This has been the best surprise of 2020.
Yeah, top 5 in 7 of 9 races and 2 wins at 2 very difficult racetracks in California and here in Miami with no practice or qualifying to support him. Cindric was 2nd. Gregson ends up 3rd. Anthony Alfredo, who got the free pass on that final caution, comes back for his career best 4th. He was also making his first start here, and Dale Jr. completes the top 5.
Hey, you think about how excited the 3 of us were on that last lap. What do you think
chance.
What do you think Kim was doing at home?
She was losing it.
I bet she was screaming.
The neighbors.
Harrison told me last week that she is his biggest fan, and he said she's also his biggest critic. I think Dad balances it pretty well, but Kim's so emotional. Harrison's a winner again, Regan.
Well, phenomenal finish to that race. Harrison, you were in the weeds all day long. We didn't talk a lot about you when it came time for the pay window to open and the checkered flag was on the line. There you are. How exciting was that?
Oh, I'm so excited. That's so awesome. I gave away the lead on the first restart in the same position, and I didn't really want to do that again. I knew the 9 was going to drive in real deep and slide up, so felt good about that. Just proud of my guys. We worked on this thing so hard every day, and every run, I should say, made it better and better. And what a day to get this Tex Imaging Supra in victory lane, and they can keep on doubting us, man. We're going to keep coming back.
Hey, we know that your mom is always one of the most excited people on pit road. What do you think she was doing during that last lap as you're 3 wide making a pass for the lead?
I don't know what I was doing either, honestly. What a race, man. This track is so much fun. Really puts it in the driver's hands, especially at the end there. And I'm just ready to go again tomorrow, to be honest with you. I want to get 2.
All right, get some rest tonight. Have fun. Enjoy this win. You get to do it again tomorrow, like you said.
1 year ago, this kid was graduating high school. And here's Kim. OMG, What a badass restart. You are the damn man, kid. I love you. My mom's never said that to me.
Never, my mom either.
She should have said that. That's exactly spot on.
What a day, what a finish. Great win for Harrison Burton.
Tomorrow on Fox, NASCAR stars bring the heat and gear up for a showdown live from Miami. The Dixie Vodka 400, tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern on Fox.
This is so incredible.
The future for all freedom-loving people.
An emergency is the absence of choice, the randomness of the world.
Tornado!
911, what's your emergency?
On Judgment Day, which side do you stand on Judgment Day?
Let's show 'em what we got.
It's the summer of 911, Mondays at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Boston 25 News is now on Alexa. Get the latest breaking news, weather, and local stories. Just download the Alexa app, log into your Amazon account, search for Boston 25 News, and enable this skill. For more information, go to boston25news.com.
It's more than a business. It's a relationship. We feel the same way. Local Solutions is your personal partner for all of your integrated marketing needs. Local Solutions powered by Cox Media Group. Strategic, trusted solutions. It's more than a business. It's a relationship. We feel the same way. Local Solutions is your personal partner for all of your integrated marketing needs. Local Solutions powered by Cox Media Group. Strategic, trusted solutions. It's more than a business. It's a relationship. We feel the same way. Local Solutions is your personal partner for all of your integrated marketing needs. Local Solutions powered by Cox Media Group. Strategic, trusted solutions. It's more than a business. It's a relationship. We feel the same way. Local Solutions is your personal partner for all of your integrated marketing needs. Local Solutions powered by Cox Media Group. Strategic, trusted solutions.
How are they going to pay for this?
They will. But with accident forgiveness, Allstate won't raise your rates just because of an accident.
Cut!
Is that good?
No, you were talking about Allstate and...
Accident forgiveness from Allstate. Click to get a quote today.
Joe Gibbs Racing has won for the 5th time at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Harrison Burton becomes the youngest winner ever at this racetrack in the Xfinity Series. 19 years old, and boy, did he get it done at the end. What an unbelievable last couple of laps in that 20 car.
Yeah, those cars, that 22 and 9 got together and got loose and gave him the opportunity here. But right here, this is where I thought, not so fast, Jamie. I don't know that Harrison's going to clear him right here. The 22 got tight, must have to burp out of the gas a little bit, and the rest was history. He took it.
And he might be the favorite here tomorrow. Let's go back down to Regan Smith.
Well, the guy who definitely did not want that late race caution was the 9 of Noah Gragson. No, it looked like you had everything you needed to win this race. The caution comes out. This car just wouldn't fire off on new tires, huh?
Yeah, it was tough, Regan. The PUBG Mobile Camaro is really, really good, and our number 9 guys at Junior Motorsports had really good pit stops all day, and restarts were just the biggest struggle. I was really proud of my restarts here last year and just couldn't get them going, but I thought we were going to be able to come home with the win today, run on the top. That was so much fun. Just overall so thankful to be running here in the Xfinity Series. So many people put a lot of time and effort to get us here to the racetrack. Johnny Morris at Bass Pro Shops, Black Rifle Coffee, Exalta, True Timber, everybody who helps us out, PUBG Mobile. It's just such a dream to come here and